Bob. In fact, is this our first show of the 2000? No, it's our second show of 2015. Oh, twice. 23 years, it's happened. Oh, this is the only time it's ever happened where we got knocked off 2 shows in a row. And the same people got knocked off 2 shows in a row. But they come back, they're here. They hung with us. My good friend, John DeLuca, and Alexandria. Cowley, is that how you pronounce it?
You can call me Allie, it's a lot easier.
Allie. I like that name, by the way, Allie.
It's easy, it rolls off the tongue.
It does, Allie.
Yeah.
Not Alex, you don't like Alex.
No, I was given the name Allie when I was very young because my dad started calling me Alex. My mom didn't like it, so she decided my nickname was going to be Allie.
Well, that's like a could be male or female, Alex, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
It's
probably
true.
what Mom said.
That's why Mom put her foot down and she stepped
She
in.
didn't like it.
Made sure she did it early. I'm glad we finally made it.
Yes.
It took a while for us to get
Well,
here.
you tried. In fact,
Right.
I apologize. You guys were even here one night. You showed up, right?
Yeah.
The first show there that we messed up on. Well, we didn't mess up. The weather messed
the weather
up on.
did. I mean, have you ever seen anything like this in a short amount of time?
Crazy.
I mean, you see nothing, December nothing, no white Christmas, January nothing for the most part. All of a sudden, boom. And then February was historic.
Come in like
Boom,
gangbusters.
the cold and the snow. It'd be one or the other. You're like, oh, okay, we can deal
Right.
with it. But all in one shot, 3, 4, 5
and it
weeks.
was every Sunday, Monday, it felt like. So every Monday, the kids weren't going to school
Right,
again.
right. But what is weird, and you don't know this because you have been from Florida.
The sunshine state.
We'll get to that in a minute, folks. You don't understand this, but what I always liked about Rhode Island, unlike New Hampshire and Maine and Vermont, John, you'll attest to this, that we would get a snowstorm. I don't care if it was 8 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches. 3 days later,
Gone.
it's almost gone, if not all gone.
Okay.
Because it'd get up to 45, 55 degrees for the next 3 days after a snowstorm. That
Not
hasn't
anymore.
happened this time. We get a snowstorm, and then we get another snowstorm. We had one week, we had 3 snowstorms in the same week.
Right. And it's not melting. Up until Sunday, it wasn't melting. So there's no place to put the snow. So
Right.
if you're in Boston, or if you're in Worcester, or you're in Quincy, where they've got historic amounts of snow, and it's not melting, then you have real problems. I mean, try going to Boston. Talk to anyone who's been to Boston lately.
Please.
Absolute nightmare. It's like,
It's a nightmare.
John,
Right.
get this one. Get this
oh,
one.
what did you do?
I met a friend, a woman in Thailand last year, and she's from China. She's an exporter from China, and she wants to come visit. And she calls me the other day and saying she's coming to visit. I go, when? She says, I'll be there Tuesday, tomorrow. Where do you think she wants to go?
Boston.
I said, are you kidding me? You can't see Boston. I mean,
It's under snow.
you can't walk.
There's no place to
There's
park.
no place to park.
walk.
Don't try to take the MBTA because you'll get delayed for hours.
Mass transit is, yep.
Well, they're straightening that out now, though,
Yeah,
haven't they?
well, still not. It's
I
slowly
still
getting
know
back.
people who are still getting stuck and there's delays and it's just a trickle effect and it's been going on for a while.
Oh, speaking of the mass transit, what happened with that woman that did she get fired? Did she quit?
I think maybe she saw the writing on the wall and just decided to say, I'll just resign.
We'll resign, yeah.
What's odd is she left Rhode Island, went to Mass.
Right.
Now she's left Mass, and people are talking about bringing her back to Rhode Island.
Well, I heard one person. I don't know. There
Now, that's
was
a
any,
state rep. That's a
right,
state
there
rep
was
or some
Representative
state
Hall.
senator or something.
Yeah, he was
Calling.
interested.
Which is odd because we have a director.
Right, and who, by all accounts, is doing well.
Right. That's kind of a slap in the face to the director.
It's politics, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how it is. And you're talking about Ray Studley is the one in charge of
Right.
RIPTA. Right.
Right. Yeah, I heard him bring that up on the radio last week there. So wait a minute. We know John. How you doing, John? By the way.
I'm good, my friend. It's great to see you. I'm glad we were able to get this together. I mean,
Yes.
2 times. All I ever heard is I never canceled a show, never missed a show. 2 shows in a row that were supposed to be on.
23
Right.
years. I have
What are
never.
the odds?
23 years. I've never, ever canceled 2 shows. In fact, 2 shows in a year. Never mind in back to back.
Right.
Well, that just tells you how bad the storms were.
It was brutal.
They
And
were
like you
both
said,
blizzards.
they happen on a weekend, like a Sunday. They always seem to happen on a Saturday night and into Sunday, and then of course into Monday. And my shows are we tape on Monday nights.
Right.
By the way, we're moving to Wednesday night.
When is
tapings.
this?
It looks like we're going to have to because Corey Welch, who works for Channel 12, he's been asked to work Monday night, so we're going to have to move the show to Wednesday night to accommodate him. He's not even here tonight. His brother is, but he's not here tonight.
All right.
So
Make
we're
it work, right?
Yeah, we got to make it work. That's the only other night we could do it. In fact, thanks to John Flanagan, my director for 20 years. You know, John,
I heard of
it's his birthday today.
Oh,
Happy
John
birthday!
Flanagan's
Happy birthday, John.
Oh.
Great. And he's here with you, Bob. I hope you get him
I know.
something nice.
That's
That's
right.
dedication, you know?
Does he get you something nice, John?
Happy birthday.
Just life in general.
Cake. Something.
Thank you for stopping by at Toys for Tots, both of you guys.
You're very welcome.
That was very nice
Yeah.
of you. That was very well. I kind of grown to expect you because you've been what 12 years, 13 years, something like that.
It might be more than that, Bob.
It's probably
I
more.
remember
It could be.
coming.
I'm just throwing them
Yeah,
numbers.
December of '99, I think, was the first year I went.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's 16 years.
yeah, 15 years.
15
yeah.
going into
Yeah.
16. How do you like that?
And that was that's incredible. And that was my first year going, and it was a really awesome event. It's so neat to see people like you in the community who are doing that for the children. Really nice.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's been something that I built up on from nothing. We started that in here. We started that right in here, in the studio, and it got too big for the studio. After 2 years, it was too big for the studio. I remember the second year we were here, John. Do you remember that? We had it in here. And Kennedy, Patrick Kennedy was the rep at the time. And
State rep or U.S.?
U.S. rep.
Yep.
And
I'm
Reed
saying, was he at the
and Jack
time?
Reed, they were both outside waiting in the rain. The line was outside down the parking lot.
Wow.
Yeah. So we had to move it. We had to get people inside.
That's a good thing, though,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you don't want to find out that you left the U.S. rep and the U.S. senator outside. You know, they didn't want to cut the line. You know, so they.
But then they also couldn't leave because they wanted to make sure that they didn't look bad by leaving. You know, everyone else is standing out in the weather. They got to do it too.
No, we had a lot of fun. And it was amazing that the crowd we have, and the entertainment we have is pretty good too. We have some good entertainment.
Oh, you do. Every single year you get somebody who comes in. It's a lot of the same people over the years, but you always seem to find those young stars. You always have those young singers.
The kid, the young guitar player.
Yeah, the young guitar player
And
is
the-
always a singer. I mean, last
The
year we
woman
had a
who
great
sang was
singer.
really good.
The what?
I don't remember who the woman was that sang, but she had an incredible voice.
Oh, the one that Whitney Houston song she did, and
Yes.
she did. Yes, she's phenomenal.
That one is not easy to sing either.
And let's be honest, it's not exactly the most acoustical place on the planet.
No.
The food
Exactly.
court,
No.
the food court is that's a tough
Right.
audience anyway, and then you have really nothing for the sound to bounce off of, and to sound good there that's strong.
What she did? She did Old Holy Night, and you could hear a pin drop in the place. Everybody stopped. Marissa Bettini. I always mess up her name, don't I? Bettini. Bettini's her name. Beatini. Bettini.
I'll
Bettini.
remember that name.
All right.
Do you need us to
She's
sing
phenomenal. Oh, you can sing?
No, I can't. Allie can sing. She's going to
Well,
carry
Can
us.
you sing?
next year? No.
I play the
That
triangle.
was a joke, but I mean, if
I
you
play
need
the
it,
triangle. Allie can sing the rest. I'll just.
I can usually do a good little beat. or
Really?
two. Yeah. I mean, if you need us to.
Now,
we're
I
there
got to
for
ask you something. You're from Florida, right?
Correct.
From the Sunshine State.
Yes.
You said I could ask you anything.
You ask me anything. John has my back.
No, I'm going to ask you, were you a cheerleader?
I was, yes.
Yeah. No, actually, I knew that, though.
Oh, okay.
I did know that.
What's next? Ask me another question.
Where
said
were
you'd
you a
ask me-
cheerleader? High school, college, what?
High school, a little bit in college.
Yeah.
I started when I was in elementary school, but I also swam. I don't do a whole lot of that up here, unless
No?
you're at an indoor gym. No, you know the waters
Well,
seem like
the
they might be a
swimming
little
pools
bit
inside
chilly.
too, you know. They have
They
indoor
do have
swimming
some of
pools
those.
here,
Yes,
you know.
yes. Down there, they're all outside.
Right.
Yeah.
But like we had talked about off camera, you know, you get the good and the bad. You know, in the wintertime, this kind of weather is
The summers
Unusual.
there, the
It
summers
really is
there are
unusual.
unbearable.
brutal. I could
Right.
not handle the summer in Florida. Could not handle.
That's why you do both.
Yeah,
half
you-
and half.
That's what I got to do. I got to find a place in Florida, stay down there for at least 3 months in the wintertime. 4, maybe 4.
December through March. Come back in the end of March, but come
Yeah.
back Easter.
But I actually like the Far East. I like going to Asia. I like going to China.
You made a lot of trips over there, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I've done a few trips over there. I like that part of the world. Because in the wintertime, like my friend's over there right now, and
Summer.
it's 80-something degrees.
Perfect.
And with this,
Humid, thick.
well,
chewy.
no, it's still good right now.
Oh,
It
okay.
starts getting bad in March. January, February is good. December, January, February are the best 3 months over there, weather-wise. Then you get into the hot weather, and then they get into the rainy season in June, July, and August. But to be over there for 3 months, because it's so inexpensive over there. It costs nothing other than the flight, and the flight's not even that bad if you get it ahead of time. You know, book it a few months ahead of time.
Well, we're almost to spring. But that doesn't really mean anything with the
Almost
way
to
things
spring?
are going. Yeah, it's not looking
The
good. for us.
groundhog left town. What are you kidding?
I
I think
believe in
he's
Phil.
under arrest.
Yeah, a lot of people want to blame Phil. I don't see that.
It's
You
not
know,
Phil's
It's
fault.
not
Oh,
Phil's
by the
fault.
way-
He calls him the way he sees
Is
him.
it Phil's fault that mayor got beat? That mayor lost, you know.
What Phil?
The mayor got his ear bit.
Oh, did he?
Oh, no
he
way.
Lost. He
know
lost
that.
the election the other day.
Man,
He
he's
lost the
really had
election.
a bad go at it,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
First
He gets his
some
head bit off, and he well, not bit off, but he
I think people saw that as a sign.
Yeah.
Phil
Oh.
didn't like the mayor. We
banned the
can't go with this
Holyfield
guy.
action.
He's
He
got to go.
He banned the Holyfield action.
Mike Tyson.
I interviewed him, by the way. He banned the Holyfield.
Did you really?
Yeah, after the Olympics in 1996. I was down in Atlanta. I spent 11 days at the Olympics down in Atlanta in '96. I left the day before that bombing.
The bombing. Eric Rudolph. Yeah.
The guy they never caught the person that did that, did they?
Yeah, Eric Rudolph.
No, he didn't do it.
He didn't?
No,
I thought he did.
they exonerated him.
You're talking about, no, I'm not talking about the guy who came forward. I'm talking about the guy that they found, the Atlanta bomber, Eric Rudolph.
Oh, is that the guy they
You're talking
chased
about
up
the
in
guy
the
that-
woods there? And
Yes.
Oh, well, that's right. You're right.
You're
they
about
did.
the guy who came in every Tom Brokaw convicted him on the air and he had a
Yeah,
apologize. Not
yeah.
him. No, not him. But
He
Eric
was a
Rudolph.
security guard or
Yes.
something, right?
Yes. I don't know why I can't think of his name.
It'll come to one of us
Yeah.
I
before
can't
this
help you
interview's
out.
over. It'll come to
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
us. The poor guy, they crucified the guy.
Yeah.
They ruined him, and it wasn't him. But I had sat on that very stage several times in the course of the 11 days. I was in the Coca-Cola Village,
Yes.
and I had I had passes to everything, and I always been able to get in, weasel my way into things. That's how I started doing this local stuff. It wasn't this show, it was my other show called Bob's Big Adventure, where I travel and go to places. I've always been able to get into places. The very first show I did was 23 years ago at the air show. 2 days before the air show, well, actually 3 days before the air show, I got down there, I got on a tarmac, worked my way up into a C-130 with the paratroopers.
Wow.
And they jumped out, and I got shots of them jumping out right in midair. And then after everybody jumped out, the loadmaster looks at me, he goes, "Who are you?"
How did you get on here?
Yeah, he goes, "You're in big trouble." I go, "Not as much as you are."
So how did you
He
do
goes,
it? What,
he
what's
goes,
the
"What
trick?
do you mean?" I go, "I'm not in the military. When we land, you're the one that's gotta talk to them. They'll be mad at me, but they're gonna throw me off the base. You're the one that's gonna be court-martialed."
Oh my God.
He looked at the other guy. There was two guys. And they thought about it. I said, you'd be wise when we land, before you taxi over near the hangar, you drop me off. So what they did was they lowered it down almost to the ground, and and going about 3 miles an hour.
Jump.
And I walked off
Yep.
the ramp, and then guess where I am? I'm on the tarmac with the F-16s. So I walk over and start interviewing the guy, the
That's
mechanics
cool.
on the F-16s. I climb up in one of the F-16s. I'm snapping pictures inside it. I called my brother, and I called somebody from here.
I think the
matter?
mic just fell off.
Mine did?
Yeah.
I don't need a mic.
Oh, you don't?
I'm calling somebody from here, and they come down. "You want to do a show?" Because they wanted me to do a political show. And I said, that would bore me to death. I said, "I'll do a show when I figure out something I want to do." Well, I called here, and I said, "You want to do a show? Send me a cameraman down here now." And this was run by the cable company at the time, and Vision Cable. And Eddie Catucci came down. I said, "Do me a favor, pick up my brother in Warwick. He loves planes." On the way. So they come down. They get down to the gate, the guards at the gate. Now, when I went to use the phone, this is before I had a cell phone, I walked by, here's the guards with the green beret on and the M16s, and they're facing that way, and the signs all over the place. "Do not enter, deadly force will be used," because they had the stealth there too, which nobody was allowed near. I walk over to the guy, I tap him on the shoulder, he turns around, I said, "Remember this face." I said, "First of all, where's there a phone?" He goes, "A phone in there." I said, "Remember this face, I'll be right back. My name's Bob, I'll be right back." So I go in, I use the phone, I come back out, I start talking to the guy.
Yeah.
Now the truck pulls up. True story, folks. Truck pulls up. He stopped at the gate, the cable truck with the thing on it.
Yeah.
I go to the guy, I said, "That's my crew, let them in." He goes over, he says to the guy, "They're all right, they're all right, let them right in."
So you just act like you know what you're doing.
Right.
You're in
It's
charge.
unbelievable. You
Okay.
can get away so.
How many years have you done that kind of stuff? Seriously, your whole life have you
Oh,
been like
yeah.
that, or is this something that we became
No,
an
no,
adult
no,
that
no,
you're?
all my life.
Where'd you learn? Did you learn this from your father? I mean, just to
No,
always just
my father
act like
died
you
when
know
I was
what
7
you're
years
doing?
old. My father died, I just turned 7 years old.
So where did you pick up this quality
Well,
that's
it's
clearly
called
gotten
survival.
you?
It's called survival. When my father died, right after he died, I went to the boys' club, and I went in the woodworking department, and with the help of the instructor in there, I made a shoe shine box. Then I went from Pawtucket to Central Falls to Cumberland, and I used to shine shoes on Friday nights and Saturday nights, and come home and give my mother money.
Good for you.
and keep like 50 cents or something. Well, she'd give me 50 cents out of the, well, back in the day, it was only a quarter for a shoe shine or half a buck for a shoe shine.
Wow.
But you learn, you learn how to survive,
And
unfortunately.
you learn how to talk to a lot of different people
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that.
Exactly,
Yep.
exactly.
In any
And then I got
situation.
really good at pool for a young kid because I was in the boys club all the time. And I used to end up playing all these guys
You're a shark?
half in the bar. I they shine their shoes and I say, how about we double or nothing on the pool table?
And you
Or
beat 'em.
a couple thousand, almost all the time, yes. Especially guys half in the bag, you got to beat them anyway.
So the age about you were in the bar that we just overlooked that? The fact
Oh,
that you
God,
were in
yeah, I
There were
was
no rules
10,
against
11,
that.
12 years old. I mean,
Come
I was
on
like,
in,
And that was
like
okay.
this, like this, here's the pool table. I'm like, and I didn't even have to crouch down.
All right, so you had a leg up on them a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was down. I did a series of shows down in Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, and one other state. I guess it was one of Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama. I guess maybe it was just those 3 states. And I went to Louisville, Kentucky. I went to I hit 2 race car tracks in Alabama. I went to Tuscaloosa. I went to Bear Bryant's Museum. I did a show there. I did a show at in Nashville, Tennessee. That's where it was, Tennessee. I did a show in Knoxville, Tennessee. I did a show in Memphis, Tennessee. And I got rolled. Well, they attempted to rob me in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh.
2 guys. I'm going in the trunk, and I got 35 millimeter Minolta on this shoulder, and I got a video camera on this shoulder, AG 455 video camera on this shoulder. And I turn around, these 2 guys there, and they decide they're gonna take my stuff off me. So I slid the camera down my arm by the strap, and I swung it around. I clocked the guy right on the side of the head. He was gone.
How was your
I mean, he was
camera?
down. He was down. The camera was broke.
Oh.
But I was so pissed. I was mad. And the other guy, I ran after him, but I broke my camera.
Memphis is not the best area.
No. So you familiar with Memphis, are you?
Yes, I had family there.
Yeah?
Actually, some of them now live in Florida. Smart folks.
So you're from Clearwater, Florida.
Correct.
Clearwater,
Yes.
yeah?
It's the beaches there are fabulous.
Do you remember, you're probably not even old enough to remember when the section of the bridge went down there. Do you remember that? No? Are you aware of that, John?
No.
There was a section of the bridge went down from, is it Bradenton to Clearwater?
No. Bradenton's farther away.
Oh, no, it's farther down there. No,
Yeah.
it was Clearwater, St. Pete to Clearwater. The bridge, what's that route, 175?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It was 175. Something hit the bridge abutment, a container or something, or a barge or something hit dropped the section right down. 31 vehicles went off it.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
There were a couple people killed.
Yeah.
6 people were killed.
Oh.
31. I'm sure. I remember the 31. There's 31 vehicles went over that bridge.
Jeez.
It's a big, long bridge, right? It's a big, it's a big winding bridge. It's on a curve.
I think it's 275 though.
Is it 275?
Yeah.
Something 75. I know that.
But I get pictures every day from my family of them at the beach, you know.
Oh, really?
Out running
They're
around.
rubbing it
So
in,
then
huh?
I'll send pictures of them of the massive snow piles.
No, but that's the way you got to play it. You're playing it
Right.
wrong. You're
What do you
playing it
mean?
wrong. You should send them, say, look, you don't have any of this.
Right.
That's the way you should show it to them.
It is fun though. I enjoy it. When it first starts to snow, the first storms,
Yeah.
I like it. And then when it starts to go on for as long as it has now, I think everyone's kind of tired of it.
It is.
Right? Are you tired of it?
I was tired about a month ago. I was
Yeah.
tired with it. You know, I've had it as much as I'm going to take of it.
Especially when you get in your car and you have so many layers on, you can barely lift your arms to touch your steering wheel because you're just packing on the layers so you're comfortable, and then you can barely function because you have 17 coats
Now, how
on.
long have you been up here?
3.5 years.
And before that, had you ever been up here?
I'd visited, yeah, but not for long periods of time. It was usually 4 or 5 days, the perfect amount of time to really soak it all in and love it, and then I was ready to head back south. But, I mean, I think I'm a survivor. I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
Right?
Great. We had a great night last night for the Oscars. I don't know if you had a chance to
That
I
watch.
was
was a
going to get
lot of
into
fun.
that.
So much
I'm
fun.
glad you said that. What'd you think of Patrick Harris there? How'd you think he did?
At the beginning, I thought it was good. I thought it was creative. It was different. There's a lot of pressure, first of all, on that position to do that. It's a very
And
difficult
it's a
job.
long thing. It's almost
Very
3.5
challenging.
hours.
I think his problem became when he turned every single thing into him. It all got back to him all night, whereas you have your moments, you pick and choose where you kind of be funny or whatever, and you do your little bits, but every single bit got back to him in a bad way, I think. It took away from the show. Part of that job is about keeping the trains running on time.
Sure.
Getting from one introduction to the next, introducing the movies and all that stuff, and picking your spots where you're going to be funny, teasing people and all that stuff. I think too many times it got back to him, and some of the things he said I thought were mean.
There's two of them. There's two instances there. One was, I forget what they were talking about. It was very sad. It was about...
ladies dedicated the Oscar to her son who had just killed himself, and he said it takes a lot of balls to wear that.
Yeah, to wear that dress.
She had the balls all over her dress. He had obviously wasn't listening to what she was saying. He saw the dress, didn't hear what she was saying, and was going to say that regardless. So that's what I'm saying, is that every single theme got back to him. The bit at the end with looking at all the things that he had predicted, all the things. That pushed that show way longer. I mean, years, we never, I should say never, usually we're on the air by 12:05, 12:06, 12:07. We went on the air at 12:15 last night, and I can guarantee you 8 or 9 minutes of that was just him doing bits that just went on for too long.
That didn't need to be in there.
Right.
The predictions at the beginning were funny,
he had to stretch it just so they could get that thing together, put that thing together. That's why
I'm
they had
sure
to
they
stretch
did.
it, right?
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
It was too many things about him. I mean, the underwear bit, that would have been funny, but there was just too many of those things. And in the tone, he just came across a little times, I think, very unlikable, which is difficult. And again, it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing to be Oscar host. No one wants to do it. They all ask, like, oh, geez, I guess I'll do it. But, you know, the Billy Crystals of the world and those, they're pros at it. They understand when to be funny, when to tap the brakes, when to hit the gas. It's an art. And just to come in there and make it all about you, I think was a mistake. And people, you saw it on social media. There was a backlash galore. But initially I thought he was doing well. When Allie and I were at the Vets last night for the Rhode Island International Film Festival, ABC6 has a relationship with them about their event and a big fundraiser for them, and they tie it into Oscar night and have a red carpet experience.
It is. It's great.
It's very nice.
I've been to it before.
Right, and then well, you know, well, they've really that event itself has grown dramatically.
Sure.
But anyway, Ellie and I get to go and we have dinner and a few folks from Channel 6, and we get to meet a lot of people, and you know, you watch it on the big screen, and I thought, oh, he's doing pretty well. You know, the opening bit, the singing number was good.
Yeah, he's like,
oh, he was good. He was good. He's a good dancer.
As it went on, though, I thought it was. But the one thing I had said to Allie, I want to ask you about this, Bob. All the movies that he was referring to over the iconic movies, you know, Star Wars and Indiana Jones and Rocky and all these other stories that we've all grown up watching, those stories wouldn't get nominated today. Those movies wouldn't be the movies. If you look at all those final 8 movies, how many of those did you see?
I was just going to...
How many did you actually
My question
see?
to you was, who made more money? All of the movies that were nominated or The Sniper?
American Sniper. Yeah, he was joking about that.
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
So I think they said like all the movies together grossed 600 mil, and Sniper did 350 of that. That was the only movie that I saw of the nominees, because a lot of them are just so out there and so strange that maybe that's why they get nominated for their creativity and for being.
I think there are too many English people that are members of the Academy. Too many of those people that are out there.
Yeah, it's possible, and you know the Academy went in a different direction. But I just think another one that came to me, E.T. E.T. wouldn't, if it came out today, it would never get nominated because that would be huge at the box office, and they say, oh, we can't put that on. That's too commercial.
Right.
Whereas everything now has to be avant-garde, out in the field, and like Grand Budapest Hotel. You know, Wes Anderson, who made Moonrise Kingdom here, which was great for Rhode Island, but I watched it several times, and I'm just like, I don't get it. It's not, you know, and I know Edward Norton was great in it, and the kid was great in the story and all that stuff, but there's a certain kind of, if you look at those movies, they're all very dark or you know, out there, or like I say, avant-garde. It's a little bit where it doesn't hit the masses, where it used to be about the masses.
Right.
Now it's not, and then they say, well, why are the ratings so bad? Well, if you have 8 movies that are nominated, and majority of people haven't seen them, they're not going to tune in to see who wins Best Actor or Best Picture.
They have nobody to root for because they don't know.
There's no vested interest.
I'll go one better. Ben-Hur would never be nominated today based on the way these people.
I'm sure wouldn't. No, absolutely wouldn't.
It's too commercialized and too much action. They don't like that. It seems they don't like.
Just think about Avatar. Avatar was, and I think it still is, the highest grossing movie of all time.
Right.
You know, Titanic and Avatar went back and forth, but I think Avatar passed it. That wouldn't make it today. You know that, and in fact, I don't even think that won. He didn't even win Best Director for that. James Cameron. I think his wife won that year. For
his wife did
Zero
win
Dark
that,
30 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Another good movie. You saw Boyhood, and you weren't crazy
I
about
saw
it.
Boyhood. The thing about Boyhood was they literally
Did it over
filmed
12
it
years?
for 12 years.
Yeah.
So you see this kid. I didn't realize that going in. I didn't know what it was, to be
Right.
honest. I had.
That's about all I knew about any of those movies.
Right. So I'm watching this kid, and all of a sudden, one scene, he looks like a little kid. Whatever. And I just didn't care about the characters. It took me a while to get into it. And then the sister and the mother and Ethan Hawke and Trisha Arquette, and they're aging before your eyes. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. So then I look up on my phone, like, what is this?
What's going
then
on?
I realized what it was. So I was like, all right, that's cool. So that's a gimmick. But if you watch the movie, there's no message in it. Normally, as audiences, we like to see a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Right.
And it completes
Something
everything
happened,
for
yes.
us.
Yes.
And nothing really happened. Just the kid grew up. And yeah, he had life experiences and some situations with his mom and other people, but I
It
just,
just didn't do it for you.
And I hate it when they turn into a political thing.
what, the Oscar
Yeah.
awards thing?
Yeah, when they're up there, when they get up there, like Arquette, get up
Arquette,
there. And she's
about
talking
equal
about
wage
equal,
and pay.
you know,
Well, they
people are
see
there
that
to
as
be
their
They
time.
take advantage of the time that they have there.
Yes.
There's always a few that do that. There were a few emotional speeches that were given too. I don't remember who, but there was.
There was a kid,
people
the
in
young
audience
kid
were
there, the young
crying.
kid that said he was going to kill himself, almost killed himself when he was younger. There, some young kid. I don't even know what he was doing there.
Oh, I didn't
A
know.
young guy. He was 20 years old. I guess he was an actor or a director or something. He had to be an actor. He was about 20 something years old. He said when he was 16 he was going to kill him. Almost killed himself. Thought about killing himself. And that was I just saw that a piece of that. I happened to catch a piece of that. I can't remember what it was. He's in one of the movies, I guess.
Oh.
But you look at all those movies and it's like, holy cow. And
Yeah.
and the best actors, come on. The best
Well, the guy who
actresses?
played Stephen Hawking, Eddie Redmayne, was phenomenal. I mean, that's acting. I mean, he's nothing like that. He played a
Right.
brilliant genius physicist with ALS, and he's just incredible performance. I didn't see Birdman, but everyone who saw Birdman said he was phenomenal. You saw American Sniper.
American
Bradley
Sniper was
Cooper. Everybody
incredible.
says that he seemed like a Navy SEAL who was,
But we all knew going into it that American Sniper wasn't going to take it because, again, it was,
Oh, it's an action movie.
Yeah,
And it made too much money.
I wish that was the only one that I'd seen. I thought it was incredible. When I saw it in the theater, we walked out of there and you could honestly hear a pin drop. It was so
Really?
silent. Nothing. Just, you heard sniffles, people crying, but it was just so quiet. Out of respect, obviously, for the movie, but it was incredible. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Really good movie. If you haven't seen it,
You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but it sounds like Passion of the Christ and what was it? A Schindler's List, and what was the one that Spielberg did with the Irish family and Tom Hanks was in it, Matt Damon was in it.
Oh, God.
Who was all the kids? I can't think of the name, but all the brothers. Anyway, it was,
Brothers from Boston, they're the...
no, but when everybody left the theater, it was the same kind of thing. Everybody was just Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my
Schindler's
God, yeah.
List, Passion of the Christ. Those movies, when you walk out of there, not a word. You just saw something special. The moment is just, you can't talk. You just have to, I'm like, what did I just see? Take it all in kind of
absorb
thing.
it.
You know
You
you've
absorb
seen
what you
something
saw.
dramatic.
Yeah, you absorb
I don't know
what you
anybody
saw.
felt that way about Grand Budapest Hotel or Boyhood or things like that.
Right.
But what are you going to do? But that would fix it. If you want people to start watching the Oscars in greater numbers, although the ratings for Channel 6 were strong, we
Yeah,
did well.
we did well.
Oscars on Channel 6 do well
Right.
relative to the rest of the country every year. I don't know why. I think people in Rhode Island love their movies.
Sure.
And I think there's the connection with, hey, people are shooting here all the time. I mean, you know that. And I'm not naive. I know there's a tax credit and all that
Right.
draws them in.
Well,
Now-
we lost that, though.
but there's still a
Chafee.
partial. There's
Yeah,
still
they
a
still
partial.
get- yeah.
They still get something for it. And Ellie and I were talking about this the other day. The thing about the tax credit is one part of it, no question. But look at what you can do in Rhode Island. You can go to the water. You can have downtown Providence. You can make it look anywhere you want. You can have Newport, old town Newport. You can make it look like the 1700s.
Sure.
You can do anything with this state. There's so many different options for scouting directors to come in and go, oh, this is
In a
nice.
small amount of area, too. You
Small
don't
amount
have to
of
go very
time,
far.
and
Right.
everybody bends
It's
over
easy.
backwards for you. And we heard it last night from Stephen Feinberg. They all say the same thing. The state wants to work with these guys. And Woody
Right.
Allen says, I want to be in Newport tomorrow. Done.
Yeah.
I want to use this building over at the Department of Administration. Done. Because they know how important it is to have that crew and have those characters in, the actors in, and everyone associated with that, what that means for the economy.
Oh, it's big. It's big.
It's
to
great
the economy.
promotion, too.
Unfortunately, Chafee knocked it down a few years ago. He got rid of the tax credits, and now they got like a partial.
There's
like
a
you said,
partial
tax
tax
credit.
credit.
That's why all these movies, even these shows that are on TV, like Property Brothers and all those shows you see on TV about.
Love Property Brothers.
You know where that's filmed? In Canada. Almost
really?
all of those shows are filmed in Canada.
Great tax breaks.
That's right. That's why. You look at the end of that show. It's absolutely positive, and that's why they never show the name of they never mention the name of the city or the town, and they always and the houses are so damn expensive, and they're all like row houses. They're all either in.
I know there's definitely a lot of parts of the show that I'm like, that doesn't really.
You never
sound
see a
right.
license plate. They'll never show a license plate, and they'll never mention the name of downtown. They'll never say downtown Toronto. That's where it's filmed in Toronto. They'll never show it. And it's the same thing, almost all of those shows are filmed in Canada. What's that other show that, Homes on Homes, that's filmed in Canada too.
Really?
Yeah, most of them are filmed in Canada.
Yeah, Love and Listed too.
Love and
Love and
yeah,
Listed.
yeah. The only other ones that are, the ones that filmed in Arizona, and the other one is filmed in Nevada. Texas.
Now then you can see a license plate on Love and Listed.
Yeah, they don't let you see it. You got that clip, I want to show them,
Which clip first?
surprise me. I know. Hurry up. Come on. We got a show. We got another guest. Where's my other guest? We got to get him in here. What are you hiding on me?
We were waiting for you.
Well, they can't be out there. They got to be in here. I don't even know how much time we got. Nobody's telling me any.
You're about halfway through the show.
All right. Good. So we got time.
Imagine
We
if this
need
is
an
how.
ISP.
What if this is how we operated at Channel 6 in the middle of the newscast?
It might work better, actually, if we
Right?
just had someone come in, John off camera, tell
Well,
us what
I
to do.
thought it was funny. What'd you say the other night on the show? What'd you say?
I don't know, what did I say? What did I
Come
say?
on.
He always says obvi.
What is it?
No,
Obvi, like obviously.
something obvious happens.
No.
Okay.
Something you said. Oh, he's
Oh,
a Tic
Pablo
Tac.
Sandoval, yeah. Well, I said he's a Tic Tac from
He looks like
275.
this. He's standing there like
I
this.
know. I feel bad for Pablo. People
Why?
are making fun of him.
Why?
He just got paid $1 zillion to come
That's
play for
true.
the Red
Okay,
Sox.
so he
and
should
you
hit up
can't
the
even
gym a
get
little
yourself
bit.
at the halfway decent shape?
Yeah.
Come on.
What'd you say? He's a Tic Tac
He's a Tic
shy
Tac from
of
275.
I love that line.
Thanks.
That's
I'm
a
glad you
beautiful
like
line.
that.
John's got the good line.
The clip's
He really
ready? Which
does.
one? Oh, you're not going to tell me. Just run it. Oh, on the road.
All along the New England coast, folks snowed in to their outies have been crying uncle to this Antarctica. But a few hundred miles south, outside Baltimore, one young lady has a whole different lament, that almost none of that snow has fallen here.
Do you wanna build a snowman?
For nearly half her life, 4-year-old Sophia White has been obsessing over snow ever since she memorized the movie Frozen.
Yeah, why?
She's been dreaming of a blizzard to call her own. And although so far that hasn't been in the clouds for her, her fortunes did start to change a few weeks ago when her mother, Nicole, called up her grandfather in Rhode Island.
I said, I wish I could just teleport her up to you so she could at least just build a snowman. That's all she's been wanting to do is build a snowman.
So the more I thought about it, it's like, you know what? I could do it. Okay.
Sophia's grandfather, Alan Queen, is the parts manager at a Harley-Davidson dealership in Pawtucket. His idea? Not to bring Sophia to the snow, but to bring the snow to Sophia. So far this season, Alan has twice delivered a bed full of snow from Pawtucket, Rhode Island to Glen Burnie, Maryland, more than 750 miles round trip, just to surprise his granddaughter.
First, she didn't get it. She didn't really know what it was, but then when we shoveled some out and she saw it and started playing with it, then it hit her.
Cold has never been so warmly received.
It's snow time.
Yeah!
Which is why Alan plans to make this a tradition.
It's good to make kids happy.
You're basically spoiling her, you know.
That's what grandparents do.
Okay.
It's in the contract.
And that obligation to indulge is a big reason most grandparents do what they do for their little angels.
That makes it worth it right there.
But more importantly, sometimes you have to follow the lead of a little kid to rediscover the joy you've been missing all around you.
Has she made you appreciate the snow you have more now?
Or maybe not.
Bring it back.
Yeah, no.
You see that face on him?
Pause. That was a good pause.
I had to show that clip because the fact that there was a Pawtucket guy, right? And drove down to Maryland to drop off snow for his granddaughter. I thought that was pretty cute.
And he told her that Elsa brought it from Frozen.
Now, you did a story on that, right?
We did, yeah.
Liz Tufts just reminded me of Liz Tufstead's story on that.
Yeah?
We've not from the perspective of the girl, but from the perspective of the grandfather going down. And he said he'd do it again.
He said he'd do it again, yeah.
Plenty of snow to
Well, he
go
works
around.
right over here. He works at Harley Davidson on Armistice Boulevard. in Pawtucket.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if you wouldn't you do anything though to see the excitement and smile on that little girl's face? I mean, it's just precious. And then you see the kids having so much fun in the snow, and then maybe you think, okay, maybe I should not complain so much about the snow because they enjoy
Exactly.
it.
That's human nature, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's hot in July. Everybody's going
Right.
to be complaining about what? Hot and
I know
humid.
I will be.
Hot and humid, and then it's January, February, and probably parts of March. It's winter.
But
It's too cold.
unfortunately, this is an exceptionally cold and exceptionally snowy winter. We're already at.
But you know how many times I've said that to my wife, and I know Allie hears it from her husband, Lucas, and we've said, so many times I've said to Amy, this is very unusual. It's not usually like this.
Right.
All these years, she said, how many times are you going to say it's very unusual? It's not
Right.
usually like this.
It just
You know what I
keeps
mean?
getting worse.
It keeps getting worse.
Because his wife's from Mississippi.
I know.
Right. So.
I knew his wife before I knew him.
Right.
Oh, is that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean anything by that. Don't look at him like that.
I'm kidding.
His wife had been on the show before he was.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
Before he was even here.
She was the star.
Right?
She was Allie. She was in the main
Oh,
anchor
that's right.
position.
Because you were. I remember when we were at Toys for Tots, you were saying, "Where's Amy?"
Of course.
Yeah.
I love Amy. We go back 20 years, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? She
Been a
was
while.
his.
1999 she got here.
Was it 99?
Yep.
Oh, it isn't 20 years.
Because we came in December, but it
16
seems like
Yeah.
20 years. It's time flies. And we came in December of 98. She started on January of 99.
And you were a reporter.
March of 99.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember when you started. She started first.
Yeah, oh yeah. They wanted her. She was the one. I was like, what are we going to do with this guy? Put him on somewhere. Yes, what are we going to do with him? Amy says we got to put him on, so they had to listen to her. And it just hung out. I just snuck along all these years, Bob. You know, just hang around the back. Don't cause any trouble. You know, just stay out of the way.
He survived everybody, this guy.
He's the main event
There's a
in
reason
Channel
for
6.
it. There's a reason for that, though.
Of
He's a
course,
class
of course
guy.
there
He's a
is,
class
yeah.
guy. He is.
John's very humble.
You know, you mentioned Pawtucket before we go, and I know you've got another guest coming in. What do you think about the Paw Sox moving to Providence?
Well, you know what's going to happen.
It's definitely going to happen.
gonna
You see the
happen.
names involved?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Jeffington,
Big
Ryan, Terry Murray, done. Those guys get deals done. It's done.
Yep.
Done.
And where are they going to put it? Down by the water there? Down by water?
Right by the Providence River, by Dyer Ave and
Dyer Ave.
Skip Street, and right by Dorrance, the Gary Heat Judicial Complex, where family court is. If you keep going towards the water from the court,
Right,
it's
okay.
right there, right
All
off
right.
Dyer Ave. Boom. Right there. It's a nice part of land. There's a walking bridge. The imprint or the footprint for walking bridges there
down
between
towards
the
the
river.
point. Down toward Point Street Bridge?
Yes,
Is that what you're talking
that's
about?
exactly right. Right there, and then there's a walking bridge. There's a footprint for it, and on the other side, I think that's where they like to put the parking with that 195.
That was my
redevelopment
question.
is.
Where's the parking going to be?
On the other side, I would think. And you have they're moving. You know how all the RIPTA changes. The bus depot is going to be down that way as well. So I think that was. If you listen to Jim Skeffington today, he talked about all the things they were looking for. That checks a lot
Right.
of the boxes. That spot. So right in downtown Providence.
And when will this all start?
They want to throw out, play ball in 2018. They want to have this year at McCoy, next year, 2018 the latest, 2017. I mean, they want to fast track everything.
Right.
They want to break ground by the end
So
of
they're
this
going to
year.
call them the Providence
Red Sox.
Providence Red Sox.
Oh, Rhode Island
Rhode
Red
Island
Sox.
Red
Oh,
I'm
Rhode
sorry,
Island
Rhode
Red
Island
Sox.
Red Sox.
Oh,
They
really?
want the state to take ownership of it as well, collectively as fans.
Right.
Well, they're going to get the same kind of deal that the state's giving them now?
Who?
The Pawtucket Red Sox. The deal they get from the state of Rhode Island and from the city of Pawtucket. For decades, they've gotten an unbelievable deal.
Yeah, that I don't know. He wouldn't talk about specifics. Of course, it's just in the beginning
For
process.
decades, the city of Pawtucket financed that. They paid $10,000 a year for the lease they used to pay. And the city of Pawtucket spent almost $400,000 a year. They used to take care of the grounds. They used to maintain the grounds, all city workers. I worked in the mayor's office years ago. I know how that worked.
Yeah.
And, we bent over backwards for them for a long time. That would never happen if Ben Mondo was still alive. That would never happen.
I've heard that many times.
Never happened. I remember when Ben Mondo took that team over in the 70s.
In fact, Mayor Grebian, I think, said that exact thing, something similar to that, that would never have happened if Ben was still
I
here.
knew Ben pretty well. I interviewed him a number of times, but I knew him anyway, I used to go to the park an awful lot of times. And he would never allow that to happen. He would never even raise the ticket prices. For the longest time, the most expensive ticket price over there was $4.
Yeah, the people of Pawtucket are not happy about this.
No.
That's their baby.
There's not
You
a
know,
lot
their gym.
going on in Pawtucket, and a positive. You know, nothing irritates me more than to hear people call it the bucket. I mean, I'm from Pawtucket. Actually, I was born in Cumberland, but I've lived here just my entire life, and it annoys me to hear that this is happening to the city of Pawtucket. It bothers me.
It just strikes me though as a done deal.
Oh, it is. There's no question. There's
Yeah.
no question. It is. Now, what does Pawtucket do with that field?
I know, that's what I was thinking. But they have other events there all the time, don't they?
No,
do other
not
schools,
enough.
Do schools use it?
Oh, the high
You know?
schools use it.
Yeah,
But,
that's
I mean,
not
that's
enough.
not
But
bringing any
that's
money.
not-
A few years ago, they had 3 big singers over there. Remember they had
Bob Dylan was one of them.
Bob
I remember
Dylan
he
was
came
there. The guy from Minnesota, not Minnesota, Michigan. Heck is his name? John Mellencamp.
Okay.
Indiana. He's from Indiana.
Oh, Indiana. John Mellencamp, and it was another guy. There was 3 guys there that night. It was good. It was a good night.
Well, that's what they want to do downtown. They want to turn it into, they want URI to play there, they want Brown to play there, they want lacrosse, they want soccer, concerts, a multifaceted.
Which is what they should have done when it was in Pawtucket, but they had such a stranglehold, the Pawtucket Red Sox, over the decades, that they wouldn't allow anybody in there. They allowed the high school to play their championship games, and that was it. I used to advocate that when they weren't using that field. I used to say they should let other schools use that field, but they never would. They would never open it up to people. They had the rights to the parking lot and everything over there. The Pawtucket Red Sox did for decades. So I think it's kind of a slap in the face. They just signed a deal with them
Yeah.
last year, right?
Yeah, and today, and we hear the Red Sox are minority investors in it as well. Larry
Right.
Lucchino's heading that
Lucchino,
group
yeah.
there, so you know. I mean,
Former
it's-
Oriole, former Baltimore Oriole.
And that's the other thing too. They talked about what Lucchino did with Camden Yards, what he did with Petco Park in San Diego, what he's done with renovating Fenway Park, and everybody thought that was a goner, and then that's been resurrected.
Oh, no, I still say Camden Yards is the best park in the pros.
It's fantastic. There is. I've been
I
there
really
many
love
times.
that park. That's a gorgeous, gorgeous park. You been there?
No.
No,
Oh.
it's a great place to watch a game.
You don't even have to watch a game over there and have fun. I mean, that's unbelievable, that park. It really is. I was there when it opened. I went there when it opened. I'm an Oriole fan, have been for decades. Baltimore Oriole fan. I live in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. I'm a Baltimore Oriole fan. How do you like that one?
Brooks Robinson.
I've interviewed Brooks Robinson.
figured
I've
to have
interviewed
you-
Frank Robinson.
Yeah.
I've interviewed a number of the, Jim Palmer I interviewed. When Ripken hit beat the record,
Consecutive.
the Ironman record. I interviewed him a couple days later. I interviewed Rick Dempsey. Rick Dempsey came to the Toys for Tots about 8 years ago.
Really?
No way.
Yes. A guy that worked for Franklin Sporting Goods told him about what I did with Toys for Tots. And Franklin Sporting Goods used to give us
remember Franklin was always
thousands and
big.
thousands and thousands of dollars with the gloves and all this stuff. Well, he came. He wouldn't come up. He was in the crowd, and they sent up a glove, and it was signed. I still have it. A catcher's mitt. Brooks Robinson. I mean, not Brooks Robinson. Rick Dempsey had won in 1983. He won the MVP of the World Series. 1983, Baltimore Orioles, and he was the MVP as a catcher, and he signed it to the biggest Oriole fan in Rhode Island.
How cool.
I'm sure there's not even a close second. You know?
Yeah. In fact,
Bob
I got one
Venturini.
from Boog Powell, too. A friend of mine was in Vermont, ran into Boog Powell. He says, you know something? I know the guy that's the biggest Oriole fan in Rhode Island. I was at Earl Weaver's twice. He retired. I was at both retirement games in the other field, Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Only team that ever had two teams that had 4 20-game winners on the same team. Baltimore Orioles, the only team to ever do that. They're 4 20-game winners on the staff in the same year, twice they did that.
You are a big fan.
Pitching and defense. Pitching and defense, that's the name of the game. They used to say it was this 3-run homer thing, but it wasn't. So anyway, what do you got big stories? Got anything coming up now?
Everything's about the Paw Sox.
Right
Today,
now,
and
yeah,
the
the
weather
Paw Sox
and the
are taking
brutal
over.
cold. Brutal cold. And
Brutal
Aaron
cold.
Hernandez trial. And Zernayev eventually, if they ever seat that trial, which I don't think they can, to be
Right.
honest.
And not here. I don't
They're
know.
not going to. No.
I don't think. I think you need to change the venue. I mean, if you did it for the Oklahoma City bomber and you moved that to Colorado, it's similar.
That would
this might
make
even be
sense.
more personal than that one, only because this is 3 miles from where the bombs went off. They're trying to try this kid. We all know he's guilty,
Right.
but
They got
is
no
he gonna
business
get a fair
trying
trial?
that.
It's
I
just going
think
to get
that's
appealed
just.
anyway, and you know. So I think move it now, put it somewhere else.
Well, they've tried 3 times, right?
Well, now that it's in the appeals court though, and the appeals court is trying to decide what way they're going to go. But jury selection is still going on. And the judge is saying, well, I can't believe how long jury selection is. Why? Everybody who come in and says he's guilty.
Right.
I knew somebody, I saw it, I believe it, I try.
I watched the,
I was there, I saw it on
coverage,
TV.
I saw it all
I mean,
unfold, yeah.
Just maybe the judge is being stubborn. I don't know. I just don't see how you can seat that jury.
What do you think's
Where
going to
do you
happen
put
with
it?
Hernandez trial?
I think that he's guilty. I think they'll find him guilty.
Well, we know he's guilty. You think they're going to find him guilty?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
I think their witnesses have been strong. I think they've been very credible. And I think he's got a lot of explaining to do. I mean, I don't think Johnny Cochran could get him out of this one. I really don't.
Can you imagine $41 million? You make $41 million and you want to shoot somebody because he's talking to somebody you don't like?
Well, because I think the theory is that he was talking about that double murder in Boston the year
Right,
before.
right,
So
right.
that was the problem. He realized, oh, I just signed this deal. This guy's going to blow it for me by mouthing off
Right,
about that
that's
double
true.
murder
That's
that
true.
took place in Boston, which that is really the thing. It's like, what are you doing, Aaron? You're 23 years old. You get your whole life in front of you. You're a phenomenal
Right.
football player, the elite of the elite. And you're doing this?
And he had an incident in Providence, too, on 3rd Street.
Incident Providence, he had an
They threw a
incident
gun underneath the car.
at Florida. He's been jammed up
Shot the
several
guy in the
times.
eye.
Well,
Yeah.
that, as a man, I'm
That
saying
was-
when he was a kid, when he was a student at the University of Florida.
Right, he had
He
some
was
he
suspected
was questioned in
in
a
a
case
shooting
there.
Really?
Yeah, as a student.
Yeah. What's really wild about that is I used to report in Gainesville,
Wow, yeah.
where he played, and I contacted some of the players when this whole story broke because I was contacting some of my sources there, asking was he related to any of this stuff. Oh yeah, he was questioned. But then when you ask any of the football players, they'll tell you that he was the hardest working kid. He was so dedicated, this, that, and the other. It wouldn't say a bad word about him. But, obviously he was doing all this stuff,
Right.
so they had to have known something was going on. I mean, this goes back to Connecticut when he was involved in the gang
With Bristol,
stuff,
Connecticut,
right?
was it? Yeah.
Yeah, so
Too bad.
goes back
Too
far
bad.
for him.
Guy blows everything.
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 He had everything and just threw it away.
And the thing is, teamed up with Gronkowski, the two of those guys.
Oh, my God.
Unbelievable. How do you cover those two guys? You can't. You pick your poison. Which one do you want? You can't double team Gronkowski, then you leave
There
him.
would have been another undefeated season.
I'd like to
Probably.
think so.
Well, we still won the Super Bowl. All right.
That's right. We did
didn't
win
need
the
him for
Super
that.
Bowl. Great call, though. Great call. Huh? Great call at the end there. The pass call at the end there. That was a
Yeah.
good call.
Yeah. Wink, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Wink.
No, but actually, I'm going to leave you with this. There's a reason for that. There was a reason. What was everybody screaming at 55 seconds during
Call
that game?
timeout.
Why isn't Belichick calling timeout? He was playing chess with him. If he called timeout,
Then he would have run it.
he would have ran it because he would have had 3 options then. By not calling timeout, the guy's thinking, wait, I'm only going to have 2 shots here.
Right.
So I'll do a pass play, call the time. After the pass play, I got another run play, then I can call the timeout.
Right.
Right.
He played chess with him there because you would think that they'd want him to. I was with people saying, let him run in, get the score so we can get the ball back.
3-point game. Give Tommy the
Right.
ball. Let him go down the field, kick the field goal, tie it, and go to overtime.
Right.
Yeah.
But when that happened,
was
I could not.
insane.
Neither could anybody else on
I
either
lost
side.
my voice, I think. Yeah, I was
On
screaming
either
so
side,
loud.
could anybody say
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Watching games with her is really fun, especially if it's Florida State, because she just goes into
I go
another.
nuts.
She transforms
Oh
into
yeah.
another person.
Well, that's
I'm a
Florida
big football gal.
Florida
Yeah.
State, not Florida.
Oh,
Florida
that's
State.
right. Well, Florida football.
Florida's our
Florida
rival.
Football, Florida football.
I couldn't give up.
Gainesville, Florida. Oh my God, what a that is. Gainesville, Florida. That's almost like Ocala. Been there, done that.
right?
I've done all the way across. I went across every main road across Florida, all the way down Florida. 75, 41, 441.
What's your favorite spot?
1A. In Florida? I like a lot of Florida. I like Sarasota. I like Clearwater Beach. It's beautiful. I like St. Pete. I like Key West,
Key West is beautiful.
Fort Myers. I like all of Fort Lauderdale. I like Fort Lauderdale. I like St. Pete. I mean, Port St. Lucie.
It's all gorgeous. A lot
I
of
think
people
she asked
retire
him what he
there.
doesn't like.
I know. Are there any
Yeah.
spots? Gainesville. You said Gainesville you didn't like.
Yeah.
Or you were making fun of it.
No, it's different.
Small area.
Yeah, it's different. Horse country,
Oh yeah.
right? It's horse country. They get all you see is horses and trees. That's all you see in Gainesville.
And gators.
And gators, of course, gators. Hey, I gotta let you guys go. I got
right,
somebody
Bob.
else coming over
Bob,
here.
it's good to
Bob.
see you, my
Thank you
friend.
for
Always a
stopping
pleasure.
by.
Thanks for having
you.
us.
Thank you.
Always a
Thank
pleasure,
you
my
for
friend.
stopping by.
Of
Should we
course.
just get up and go?
We'll see you again too. Well, you're gonna get up and go. We got a clip to show, and so my other group can come in here because we gotta have time. We gotta make time for these folks coming. Where are they? Where are they?
With imagination. Imagine Dragons, and this is the first time on the show. I have been such a fan for so long, and every time you're on the Grammys or American Music Awards, your performances are incredible. I love seeing you live. I love your music, so thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us. We're huge fans as well. So.
Thank you. I don't know what took you so long, but you're here. Yeah, what took you so long?
We wanted to come for a long time.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here. So you're going on tour. Tell me about the tour.
Yeah, we head out to South America next month, and North America, then Europe, and I think the rest of our lives will be spent on this tour.
It's a long...
I'm going to bring my 2-year-old little girl with me, so it's going to be nice. He has a new 1-year-old baby, so...
Oh, yeah? Oh,
yeah, our entourage looks a little different than maybe most.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pick up a baby sometime between now and getting a tour.
Well, let me know if you find one.
I'm just in it for the strollers.
I see. I think you should bring somebody with you because there's a fan here that deserves to be...
Justin Bieber?
Yes.
All right. Done. All right.
Where is Kate DiPietro? Where's... Come here, Kate. Where?
Hello. You gonna go with us?
Hi, how are you?
Kate DiPietro with her cool, groovy outfit. I love your outfit.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
You're pretty happening right there, Kate.
Yeah.
So, Kate, how old are you?
I'm 15.
And you're a huge fan.
Oh my God, yes. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. How long have you been a fan?
When the song "It's Time" came out, Perks of Being a Wallflower, it was like I'm in high school, so it's like those best 4 years of your life now. It's like a really difficult time, and like that song just motivated me to like jump out of bed and buy my neighbor coffee and buy my mom coffee and just like live life. And it was just, oh, you guys changed my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You're fantastic. It's called Destination Dragons, right? And is there, here's the special thing that I'm going to do for you. You're going to actually go on, you're going to take your dad. You're not going along with these guys, but...
Hey, whoa.
Yeah. You have children and everything, I know, I trust you. But you're going to go with the band to their show here in LA tonight, and then you're going to hop on their plane, and you're going to be on their plane and travel to a few more shows.
You can't get away from us.
All right? Won't that be fun? Yay! We're giving away a pair of tickets on every show of their upcoming tour. Go to our website for your chance to win. I want to thank Imagine Dragons.
We're back. I don't know how about that? Did you see that? John DiPietro's daughter there, Kate DiPietro. John tells me, calls me, he says, actually texts me, he says, put on Ellen, put on Ellen. He didn't tell me why. He said, put on Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh.
And I put him on. His daughter got called up to the set and is going on tour with that band.
Wow.
Imagine Dragon. Huh. How you doing?
Doing well,
Ian
thank you.
Coleneno?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
And who we got here?
Sandy Cerel.
Sandy Cerel, the old Cerel's Jewelers, too, right? Right? It is. You are connected with Cerel's Jewelers.
I am.
We did talk about it. In Pawtucket, downtown Pawtucket, back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
And back in the day when Cerel's Jewelers in old downtown was big, I used to play Santa Claus, believe it or not, for downtown Pawtucket. And Cerel's Jewelers, I knew the guys, all the guys at Cerel's, all the brothers, and in and out of Cerel's. It was one of my stops, and then I'd walk in there to warm up for a couple minutes, and then out again, and on the street, ho in it, and having fun with everybody, because nobody knew who I was. I mean, they knew I was Santa Claus, but nobody knew it was Bob Venturini. They knew me as Santa Claus. Hey, so what's going on with this play? This play is written by David.
The musical is written by David Payton.
The play is written by David Payton, based on a book
written by his
Don
brother,
Payton.
Don Payton.
Both my friends, by the way.
Right.
Don especially. And the name of the book is?
The name.
I know it's based on 1955.
Right. The book is Friends Are Thicker Than Water.
Friends Are Thicker Than Water. Oh, we have the book right here.
Right here.
Look at this.
Yeah. Subtitled Tales of a Misspent Youth. That's the book.
And it's based on 1955. I do know that.
Right.
St. Raphael Academy.
St. Raphael Academy was a very, very big year for Don that
and
year.
Don was the captain of the football team at the time, and he was also vice president, I think, of
his class.
And I don't have to look at notes that because I do know this. I do know this.
Yeah, you know.
Yes, exactly. And Don was a hell of a football player, by the way, back in the day. And he can always talk. He comes up with names, as you guys, I'm sure, know.
Oh,
he can name the guards, the center, the running back, the quarterback, what plays they won a game on. It was unbelievable. Yes. And that's what this book is based on.
Right.
1 year.
So it started with the book, and then
David decided that he was going to write a musical based upon the book. and he's done a great job. The book is a wonderful read, and you know, many nostalgic, you know, stories.
Again, St. Raphael's right here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Right in Pawtucket.
Yep. And it's just a lot of fun.
Now, how did you two get involved in it?
Well, Ann and I met maybe 35 years ago. We met.
Oh, we went through that. You went to Mount
We were-
St.
we were
Charles.
quite
Mount
young.
St. Charles.
Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant.
Right, we
I'm
were
sorry.
quite young at that
And you
time.
went to classical.
Classical high school.
Right. But you both went to Rick.
We both went
Yes.
to Rick.
Yep.
We met because well, Ann, you actually kind of co-founded Kaleidoscope,
Yes,
right?
I did. I was
Kaleidoscope
teaching,
Theater.
Yes, 1977. I was teaching at Central High School, and David was my student teacher.
Wow.
Yes, and he was interested. He was a theater, you know, major, and he was interested in, you know, doing a theater company, if you know, writing and directing, etc. And sure enough, you know, we got together and talked about it, and I said, you know, why don't you do your own?
Right, yeah.
You know, so that's exactly what happened.
And I remember we used to do it at the Warwick Musical
Yes,
Theater, right?
I was artistic director for 10 years. David, you know, did the music and the plays, and Robert Zanini would do sets and costumes, and Sandy was one of our performers.
I got involved about 2 years after that.
Wow.
Ann started in 77.
So you're not kidding when you say you go back that far.
We do.
Holy cow.
79, I auditioned for Kaleidoscope, and almost immediately they started to put me in a few of the episodes of the television show they had at the time. They would do a new half-hour children's musical every week.
Right.
And Ann and I worked together for the first time on an episode called How Chic. It was set in the time when movies were going from being just silent movies into the talkies.
Right.
And it was a cute episode called How Chic. So that was the first time we worked together. And we worked together many times after that. As you said, we did tour to Warwick Musical, then we started to go to other places, Oakdale Musical Theater, South Shore Music Circus, and so on. I continued to tour with Kaleidoscope a little bit. We kind of didn't see each other for quite some time. But when David wrote his musical, which is called Saints the Musical, he was in touch with both of us, and we decided that we would co-direct, and we're very
Pretty
excited
cool,
to tackle this.
Now, what does the Saints refer to when you say Saints? I know it's St. Raphael, right?
St. Raphael, yeah.
Is that what it refers to when they say Saints?
Yes.
Yeah, the two lead characters are far from saintly.
Yeah, I understand. I'm
The two
quite
lead
aware of that.
characters, Mike and Ralph, one of them especially, if you've heard the expression, here comes trouble, that would be Ralph.
Right.
Ralph was just always looking for mischief, always playing pranks and so on. And Mike was his faithful companion, and they would pal around together. And in the 1 year, the things that they did in that 1 year are really quite comical and quite astonishing, and it's all in here. And a lot of that has been brought to the musical.
Right. Now, when is this going to be performed?
We are going to perform this the last 2 weekends of June. We're going to do this as Reader's Theater. Did you want to talk a little bit about Reader's Theater?
Reader's Theater is, you know, a theatrical form where we use scripts if we, you know, choose to.
Right.
We are going to probably have 90% memorization, and the musical or the numbers are going to be staged, but not very much of the other action or the, you know, the movement.
Now you're looking for actors and actresses,
Yes.
right?
We are.
And when do they need to
We will be having the
when do you have new auditions?
auditions the end of March. March 28th from 2 until 5. March 29th from 4 until 6. The auditions will be right at St. Raphael, which
And you're
is
looking
great.
for 12 male actors and six females
females.
from ages 16 to 60.
Right.
So obviously the 60 years are the teachers, right?
Well,
they're not the football players.
The musical is written kind of as a retrospective, and so you
so they
see-
go. Oh, I see. Okay, all right.
Right.
I thought something different.
But can we give you the phone number if anyone wants
Go
to
ahead,
call?
go. Yeah, you wanna get that out
If anyone
there.
wants to call for an audition time slot in Rhode Island, it's 942-3637. You call and request a time slot,
Right.
and we'll give you a 10-minute time slot, and we'll give you more information.
And the audition is people audition to prepare a 1-minute comic monologue and 16 bars each of an upbeat song
Upbeat
and a
song
ballad.
and a ballad.
Is that like a crying ballad or The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance?
Well,
That's a ballad.
It is a ballad. It is a ballad. People do tend to do a lot of show tunes when they audition. You know, it's not required. But yeah, we need to see in that short 10-minute block, we need to see that you can sing, that you can act, that you're comfortable on stage. And
bring a
then
resume and a photo also.
That would be great
right?
if they could bring a resume and
So
photo.
again, when would they show up here? Oh, they call for us,
They
right?
call for the time
give
slot,
Give me the phone number again.
401-942-3637. That's what we have
And
here.
they can call anytime?
They can call anytime. I mean, leave a message. If no one answers, leave a message. Someone will get back to them.
And rehearsals going to begin May 1st?
We're going to start rehearsing in May. Yeah, there's no need to start before May. And we want to talk about our colleagues on the creative team. We have Lila Kane, who is the musical director.
Right.
Lila has been working professionally for over 35 years.
Wow.
Her resume is extensive. She has done summer stock, college, community theater. She right now teaches as well as accompanies at Rhode Island College and URI. So we're thrilled to have her on board.
And you got Bill Evans.
We have Bill
Right.
Evans.
Bill Evans certainly has an extensive resume as well. He's a professional choreographer and performer with a career in dance education. He has received 3 Lifetime Achievement Awards. He has been at SUNY College at Brockport.
Oh, last but not least, David Payton's blog. What is that about?
Okay.
Hurry up.
David is doing a blog that will give us information, give you information
How do they
about the
find it?
process. It is at
the website you want to go to is themakingofamusical.blogspot.com.
Say it again.
themakingofamusical.blogspot.com.
Very
And that will bring
lyrical.
you to David's blog, and you can follow along the process as we make this brand new musical that has never been done before.
That's cool. That's cool.
So it's very exciting.
On the ground floor, huh?
On the ground floor.
Give us the phone number again, because I think we're going to run out of time, right?
In
Give us the
Rhode
phone
Island,
number.
401-942-3637.
Friends are thicker than water, huh? Don Payton and David Payton.
And David Payton. The Payton brothers, and we're calling it Payton Productions, and we're ready to get started.
May 1st.
Rehearsals will be May 1st, and
Rehearsals.
auditions, we're looking forward to auditions, so.
So now, if you're a male, 16 to 60, or a female, 16 to 60, and you need 6 females and
6 females.
12
and
males.
12 males.
So get on the phone right now, folks.
Give a
and
call, get a time slot, and come and meet Ann and myself.
Now, where
and
is
the
that going to
others.
be? Where are you going to do that?
The auditions will be right at St. Raphael.
Oh, they will be.
on
Oh,
Walnut
really? They're
Street.
going to let you do it at St. Ray's?
They are. They're
How
very
cool is
excited.
that?
They're very
And the
excited that we're
production as
doing
well.
this there.
Oh, and the production's going to
The
be at St.
production's
Ray's.
going to be right there.
Yes.
The last 2 weekends of June.
that's
We are doing it
cool.
right at St. Raphael.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
going back to the source.
Wow, that's impressive.
It is.
Oh, that ought to
Very
be fun.
exciting
It
project.
should be. It
Yes,
should be.
yes.
We'd like people to come and enjoy. I think it's going to be great.
I like the idea. I like the idea. And I know the history, so
Yeah.
that'll be
Right.
even more fun for me.
Yes.
Lots of fun, nostalgic misadventures that the characters
The
have.
misadventures of,
Misadventures.
what's the characters' names again?
The 2 leads are Mike and Ralph.
Mike and Ralph.
Mike and
Gee, I
Ralph.
wonder who Ralph was and who Mike was.
Well, Mike is the
Mike
narrator in
actually-
the story,
yes.
so it's told from Mike's point of view.
Yeah,
So,
but who's Mike?
well, gee.
Yeah,
You know who Mike is.
I do know who
it's
Mike
a
is.
It is a work of fiction based on true misadventures.
Sure.
But it's a work of fiction
It is a work of fiction.
It is.
Yeah.
based on real life adventures of 2 very good friends.
Who are still very good friends right now. Are we up? Are we out of here? Yeah, oh, we're closing down, are we? Holy cow, I'm rusty. I haven't done a show in a month and a half because of the weather.
Wow.
Yeah, first time in 23 years that I missed 2
Wow.
shows, but because of the weather. So I apologize for the.
No
we're
problem.
shorthanded.
No problem whatsoever.
Everything. Well, I'm glad I could get you folks on.
Yeah, no
Thank you
problem
so much.
and talk
whatsoever.
about it. I'm glad to have met you. I'm glad to have met you both.
They
Same here.
asked us, we're off now, right?
Not yet. Go ahead. Okay. They asked you what? Never mind. You don't want to say it then. We'll say it after. Folks, thank you for spending an hour with Bob, and we'll be back on Wednesday night. We're going to be shooting on Wednesday. The air times are going to remain the same. Thursday night at 11 p.m., Friday night at 10 p.m., Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. on Cox 13, Verizon 32, and full channel 49. Also on Verizon on Saturday at 11 p.m. on channel 24, 25, 31, and on Cox 18. And also on Monday night at 10:30 p.m. on Verizon 24, 25, 31, and Cox 18. So check us out. No reason not to catch an hour with Bob. And by the way, we're running old shows on Bob's Big Adventure. A 20-year-old show we're running right now. 20 years ago, I went during Christmas time to visit the troops over during the Bosnian crisis, over in Tazar, Hungary, and the Christmas of 1995. Is that unbelievable? Wow. That's being shown right now. That's being shown right now on Bob's Big Adventure and Zachary's Adventure, which is on Monday afternoon at 3:30, and again 4 p.m., Tuesday at 12:30, Wednesday at 2:30, and Thursday at 4:30 p.m., and Thursday night again at 8:30 p.m. on Bob's Big Adventure. And Saturday at 10 a.m., Sunday at 10 p.m., and Monday at 3:30 on Bob's Big Adventure. Are we done? Are we out of here? Are we all done? You told me rush it.